Hello, everyone. I have Celia here from the Oregon Food Bank today. I am so excited to chat with her today. She was our nonprofit partner for one of Good Buzz's most recent events, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about hunger relief and kind of the work that the Oregon Food Bank does. So, thank you so much for being here, Celia.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, of course. So, my first question for you is: has your use of cash donations changed since the start of the pandemic, and how are you using those donations now?
Hmm, good question. Peyton, gifts from our donors, partners, and community members did increase significantly during the pandemic. It's really significant. I mean, they people rose to the occasion, but there was also a great need. Hunger almost doubled during the start of the pandemic, and it's consistently staying that way. But just to give you an idea of what we do, OFB, or the Oregon Food Bank, provides food assistance to more than 860,000 people a year. And the root causes of hunger are, really complex, widespread, and entrenched in our systems. And so when disasters like the wildfires happen, or the pandemic, for example, when it happened, the need to provide food and security become even more pronounced. So
Mhm.
currently we're at, you know, before COVID, there would be one out of eight Oregonians who are hungry. And now we're one to almost five. We'd say one to six of people are hungry. Yes. But people did give, but it's
Mhm.
almost, really not enough to fill the need.
Mhm.
So yeah, and you asked me how we use our donations now. We had to be a little bit more creative. Like apart from distributing food, we have also really transitioned from food to fund drives because we don't have volunteers to repack the food during
Oh,
COVID for safety reasons. Yeah,
okay.
so we had encouraged most of our donors or partners to contribute funds or money, because it's just easier to move. We had
Mhm.
purchased some gift cards to give out to the community, and also we tried to localize better. Like if we have a food pantry where the route of the food donations would pass by, then we would reroute the food to them, or try to partner up a regional food bank with a donor so they could do a food match up. So the food doesn't have to travel so far going to our headquarters to be repacked. They could start like partnering up with other food banks and
Mhm.
pantries, to distribute the food to people.
Okay. That's so interesting. I had no idea the kind of impact that you guys make. So, I mean, just I applaud your work. I applaud your passion for doing this. It's so important, and I truly don't think people realize how widespread and large of a problem food insecurity is. So, thank you for doing the work that you do. I'm curious, is cash donations kind of your top priority? You said you don't have volunteers to repackage food. So is getting those food donations more difficult than cash?
Let me clarify. So we still
Mhm.
have some volunteers, but
Okay.
I mean, it's not the same as before.
Hmm.
Because we couldn't accommodate them for safety reasons. But we
Yeah.
have, like, I think I might I'm not sure about this, but I think we have like 10 to 20 per slot, but it used to be like 500 like
Oh,
per volunteer
wow.
shift. Yeah. So we have been significantly affected by that. Cash is just, we're able to move things faster with cash because we purchase food at a wholesale rate, and also cash enables us to really identify the composition of foods that we put into the box. The
Hmm.
Oregon Food Bank is big on creating a healthy, like, balanced diet for our constituents. And so when cash is given to us, it gives us, the ability to make sure that the food box that goes out has all the, right foods, the healthy foods that should go in there. So it
Hmm.
is a priority, but we do like we also accept, like, you know bulk food bulk from our corporate partners as well. But
Mm,
we did transition the food drive to partner up with other food pantries as it makes sense, because I mean, especially during the start of COVID, I mean, transporting these foods have become a challenge. We didn't know what COVID was then. We didn't know like the extra, safety precautions that we should do. Peyton,
mhm.
can I talk a little bit about like some of the other things that we would do at the food bank, which I
Yeah, of
feel
course.
um, is really, really important. Yeah.
Yeah.
So apart from food distribution, which would touch about 122, we distribute about 122 million pounds of food, which reaches out to more than 101 million hungry families in the state. We also do food pantries. So OFB is investing in the development of food access points in community-based schools. So just the past year, for example, the Oregon Food Bank school pantries had 110,000 visits. And we try. Yes, a lot of a lot of kids and their families, are
Mhm.
supported by our programs. And about we try to provide fresh produce. And so out of this program, 48% of the distributed food were
Mhm.
fresh produce. So that's really great. We also do civic engagement. So we have, for example, the Vote Out Hunger campaign,
Mhm.
where we do phone and text conversations to reach about 1 million people to vote for policies that have direct and meaningful impact on the root causes of hunger. So
Mm,
because we believe that providing food doesn't solve hunger. We need to
mhm.
be more involved as a community and really look at the
Absolutely.
systems that perpetrate hunger. And we do have healthcare partnerships as well. We engage about 500 healthcare providers across the state to implement food insecurity screening and referrals to food assistance, so that people who are hungry that we don't get to reach out to ourselves are referred to us.
Mhm.
And we continuously do food systems development. We identify and support leaders from the immigrant and refugee communities to
Mhm.
adapt and deliver culturally specific gardening education to communities. So those are the programs that we have, and
Mhm.
especially during the pandemic, we saw the need to also do network support funds. So by
Mhm.
this we mean the Oregon Food Bank distributes food through 1,400 partner agencies that are outside the Oregon Food Bank network, but they serve the same constituents, and so we are making strategic investments to partner up with them to expand hunger relief services. So
Oh
that's
my
what we do.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing all of that with me. I actually, my platform as Miss America's Outstanding Teen is actually civic engagement and encouraging young people to get involved. So hearing you talk about that, because I mean, it's so, you're so right that, even though food banks and people like you can do all that you can to solve food insecurity, we really need to address the root problem, right? And so that's absolutely amazing that you're doing that work. The food pantries for schools, that was a really large conversation at my school. And so it's an incredible program that you run. I mean, just absolutely amazing. The other programs that you're doing that I'm sure that lots of other people don't know about. So I'm glad that we were able to kind of share that. That's incredible. You touched on this a little bit with that, but how do corporations and individuals both contribute to the fulfillment of your mission?
Hmm. Such an important question, because corporations and individuals form part of our community.
Mm,
So we build community connections to help people access nutritious, affordable, and food today. And the community that we create, the community power that we build together, we aim to help eliminate the root causes of hunger for a healthy future by doing that.
mm,
So, you know, our corporate partners really help us in many ways, not just financially, but also in creating a path forward. What does a society that doesn't have hunger look like? And
mm,
we feel like their values, well, we try to partner up with corporations whose values align with ours. That's really very important for us. And
mhm,
also with individuals. I mean, it's easy for some individuals to give money, and that's like that's great, but it's like a shorter solution to really a bigger problem of like poverty. Poverty really is the root cause of hunger. And so
mhm,
want to really partner up with corporations, communities, individuals who are not just able to give in monetary terms, but whose values and passion to eliminate hunger really align with ours.
Mm.
And Peyton, thank you. I mean, I'm really touched. I used to manage youth leaders back in Asia, where I come from,
Mhm.
and it always touches me when the youth are so involved in social issues of our time. It really, and they really power the work. I'm inspired that, and I always believe that the youth really is the future. It's the force to be reckoned with. So I really appreciate your involvement in these things.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Well, I could say the same thing about you. I could say, the youth are only as inspired as the people that come before them. So, you guys are laying the groundwork for us, and we appreciate that so much. Kind of my last question to tie this all together. What misconceptions do people have about hunger relief? We talked about, the root causes of it, but I'm sure you deal with this kind of stereotype or questions a lot.
Yes. Yes, and this is a good discussion. People think that providing food will solve hunger. I mean, it's logical enough, right?
Mhm.
Food, we need food in order to like solve hunger. But you know
Mhm.
what? Um, Food alone will not solve hunger. The elimination of poverty and inequity is truly what will solve hunger. So,
Mhm.
for us at the Oregon Food Bank, we our mission really is to eliminate hunger and its root causes. We know that hunger is not just an individual experience, it is really a community wide symptom of barriers to employment, housing, healthcare, climate, and racial justice. And so that's why we build community connections. We really feel that the community should be involved in solving
Mhm.
this problem. So we build community connections to help people access nutritious affordable food today, and community power to eliminate the root causes of hunger for a healthy future. So yeah, let's not be stuck with the idea that just because there's food, then hunger will be solved. There's so much food in America, but
Mhm.
there's the issue of access, getting it to the right people, getting the nutritious food. Who has the power to really distribute and access these foods? So we should look at our systems and see where we're stuck in really solving the root causes of hunger. So that, I feel like, is one of the major misconceptions that people have about hunger relief.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to thank you for being here with me. And one of the things that I wanted to make sure we got was for anyone who's watching who wants to donate to the Oregon Food Bank to continue this work. I mean, I had no idea. I think just like you said, like people kind of have this linear thinking about food banks that, oh, I'll buy the food and I give it to them, or I donate cash and they buy food and it's all happy and we're helping people. The work that you're doing is the work that's going to make lifelong change, and that's what's so important to me. So for anyone who wants to donate and contribute to the amazing work that the Oregon Food Bank is doing, where can they do that?
They could go to our website at oregonfoodbank.org.
Okay.
Or I believe that Giving Forward also created a link for us on
Yeah.
their page. I believe it's at goodbuzz.org/lucky with an LUCKII dash Oregon dash comedy. And there should be a link there for our donation page. I just
Okay.
want to take a quick moment to thank Kevin and like his team from Giving Forward and Lucky for choosing the Oregon Food Bank as a beneficiary for their comedy virtual benefit event. So thanks for thinking of us.
Well, Kevin's a great guy, and he always has, the good of society at heart. This whole platform that he created is so that nonprofits can receive the money that they need to continue their amazing work. So we applaud Kevin. I applaud you and the phenomenal work that you're doing. Thank you so much for talking with me today. I hope people learned a little bit. I certainly did. And I hope you have a great day, Celia.
You too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much.